The Courting by Meinekeime, Chapter 37. The first night at his place, Harry's point of view. Father, it'll be only one night, please. He's my fiancé. I was begging my father. Lord Grant, I won't do anything to your son. I just want to have dinner with him and let him sleep at my mansion. Draco was helping me. He wouldn't yield until I gave him puppy dog eyes. They always worked. But only after you take this potion, Mother threw in. He gave me a magenta potion, and the moment I had it in my hands, Draco started to chuckle. What is it? I asked when I opened the bottle. It's a so-called before a honeymoon potion. It will alarm the brewer the second something sexual happens to the drinker. Draco laughed. I shrugged my shoulders and downed the bottle. It didn't have a taste and didn't feel strange afterwards. And Draco, I want him on my doorstep 10 a.m. tomorrow, and if he's anything but happy, you will be the next one to enter the cage. Father threatened. Draco promised to take good care of me. Then he gripped my hand, and we left the meeting. We apparated to his mansion in France, and when we entered the living room, we found two house elves cleaning while playing 20 questions. Toppy, Willie, let me introduce you to my fiancé, Harry. This is my house elf, Toppy, and her boyfriend, Willie. He introduced us. They both seemed happy to meet me, but understood soon that we wanted a little private time, just the two of us, and left to retire for the night. So there's leftover lasagna from lunch. I know it isn't the fanciest food, Draco said after checking the kitchen. Did you make it yourself? I asked and sat myself down. Yes. Then I would like 2 pieces. Draco was a divine cook, and I was really hungry. Draco came out of the kitchen carrying 2 plates and a bottle of liquid. 1 plate for my queen, he said, and placed a steaming plate in front of me, and then sat himself down. What's in the bottle of? I asked, curious. It's grape juice. My family doesn't drink a lot, and we often use this to trick people into thinking they're getting wine, when they're really getting a little too drunk. He answered, pouring me a glass. We spent the dinner with light conversation, being the first time we were alone together. And the lasagna was indeed heavenly, and I could have had another piece. It was just so good. But I wasn't sure if I would come off as greedy and uncaring of my weight. I have read a lot about romance novels, and all the girls in them were slim and didn't eat much, and the boyfriends often praised them for being thin and pretty. I don't want Draco to leave me because I'm getting fat and ugly. What brought me out of my thoughts was a fork in front of my mouth, lasagna on it. Do you want more? I'm full and you seem a little hungry still, Draco said, pushing the fork against my mouth. Don't you think I shouldn't? I asked in a small voice. Draco looked surprised and pulled his fork back. Do you think the food tastes bad? What is it, love? He asked, pulling me from the chair into his lap. I don't want to get fat and ugly and have you leave me, I said shyly, not looking up at him. I felt his arms wrap around me, hugging me close. Hey, you're beautiful. You shouldn't worry about your weight. And who said some pounds will be bad? You don't need to be pretty like the models out there. You can be pretty like yourself. He then kissed my mouth and all over my face. And now, do you want my lasagna or something else? He asked, picking up the fork again. I slowly opened my mouth, and he pushed the fork in slowly. He kept feeding me until the food was finished. Full? He asked me, and I nodded. I laid my head on his chest, feeling his heartbeat. He just made me feel so safe. Are you tired, honey? He asked after a while, and I nodded, too tired to even give a verbal answer. Draco stood up, me in his arms, and carried me upstairs. We entered the master bedroom, and he set me down on the bed. Would you like to sleep in one of my shirts? Not that I wouldn't like to see your body, but I don't want the alarm to go off. I nodded my head, and he grabbed a shirt out of his closet. I changed in the bathroom while he did the same in the bedroom. I took off my dress, leaving me in some panties. Yes, I wear panties, not lace G-string stuff. I'm still a man, and I so certainly don't want my balls bouncing around. Like hipster panties. They covered more than normal panties, my whole ass, for example, and I would still wear mini dresses without being scared of flashing anyone my boxer briefs. His shirt was, oh surprise, like a dress on me, bringing it to mid-thigh. Then I opened the door. I saw him already dressed, laying on the bed, only wearing sweatpants. When he noticed me, he motioned for me to go over to him. You look really cute in my shirt, love. I put my hand on his muscular chest, admiring his abs, six-pack, and pecs. And you look really hot in your sweatpants, honey. I complimented him back. He started to pet my head and massage it. Come on, let your wings out, he said after a while of massaging my head. I looked at him questioningly, but did as he said, ripping his shirt in the process. Wow, your wings are really pretty, love. I blushed at his compliment, and he started to touch my feathers. His touch felt soothing, and after some time I let him rip out some of my feathers. But it didn't feel painful. You seem surprised, love. I told you that Veela maids groom the partner's wings. Does it feel good? He asked, and I gave him a quick yes, and enjoyed his fingers picking out the broken feathers. When he finished, I was about to turn around to do the same thing to his wings, but he stopped me. It's already late. We should go to sleep. There will be plenty of time to take care of my wings in the future. With that said, he repaired the shirt and made me lay on my side. Then I felt his strong chest on my back and arms around my torso. He kissed my neck and shoulder, lulling me into a comfortable sleep. Good night, love. Good night, honey. When I woke up, I felt warm and cozy, like a warm pillow was laying behind me. Then I remembered yesterday, and I felt even happier. I turned around to see if Draco was still sleeping, and indeed, he had his eyes still closed. He cuddled me closer to him, and I decided to relax a bit again and sleep in. Sometimes later, Draco turned so that I was laying on his chest. I just put both arms around his neck and pressed my face into his neck. Am I comfy, love? I made a little jump when I heard his voice. Oh, good morning voice, so sexy. Yes, you are like a big teddy bear, I answered, cuddling into him while inhaling his scent. Draco pecked my forehead and rubbed my back. As much as I would like to spend all day here with you, I really am fond of my head and don't want to lose it because you weren't home by 10. With that, we got up and Draco made us coffee. I felt useless just watching him, so I made some toast and we fed each other later. Oh my god, we sound like one of those cliche couples, but I don't care. I was so happy. We made it to the manor 5 minutes before the deadline. Father was already waiting on the couch. You can keep your heads for now, look. After a nice goodbye kiss from Draco, he promised Father to come by tomorrow and talk about the wedding and left. And you don't know how happy I was knowing I would marry this perfect man. End of chapter 36.